Good morning, grade 2. How are you today? It's Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. Your story today for Word of God is God Saves His People. Make sure you read it with your families and talk about the questions on the second page there as well. How does it connect to your own life? Be finishing up Babu's song if you haven't already, and take the AR test on that and work on your packet at least one page each day so we can get ready to submit that after tomorrow. Read your epic book and take your AR test on it for today as well. We have lesson 135 and worksheet 135 to do today. And your technology, some of you already turned it in, but your technology page is due today. And you did have a little survey to do and then a graph to make on that on a separate piece of paper. So there is a little bit of work to do with that. And then today you can begin your last science, or social studies one, which is money and markets, okay? So money and markets, and then do the back side of that. And that one is due by Friday, but you can certainly get it done today and tomorrow if you'd like to, and submit it earlier than that. Just make sure that you watch the and read it on Studies Weekly and watch the videos that go with it as well, okay? Letter number 3 is due today. And then I've heard from most of you that your junior park ranger packets are done. But if there's anyone else that still has some work to do on that, make sure you get that finished and let me know that it's completed, okay? All right, so now we're going to take a look at our, you want to take a look at the domino sums one we did. So if you'll turn back in your math binder, you'll need your math binder. You'll need your dominoes, and you'll need a pencil, okay? We're going to do part of it together, but most of this one you'll do on your own. But we're going to look at part of it together. So have it, the old one that we had, okay, the one that we did not yesterday, but the day before. Have that one up. We're going to look at that quickly, and then we're going to do the one for today, or lesson 135 worksheet, okay? All right. I'm going to go to my other camera. If you need to grab anything, pause the video and get the things that you need, okay? All right, so remember when we were doing the domino sums one, and I'm sorry, let's see if I do it this way, I realize it's sideways, but maybe you can see it a little bit better. Okay, look at how our graph went. When we did all 28 dominoes, it kind of made like a pyramid or triangle shape, right? All right, and there are two things that we're going to talk about today with what we're doing, and that is the mode, M-O-D-E, and also the range. Okay, the mode and the range. Okay, and what you can think of for the mode is, I think of the word most. Which number happened the most? So if we look at our graph, we can see that our mode is the number 6, the domino that totaled 6, because it has the most tiles. Okay, so our mode was the domino that equaled 6. Our range is what numbers does it go between. So you go to the biggest number, which on our graph, we had one domino at 12, and we had one domino that equaled 0. So we find our range by taking the highest one we had, 12, and we take away 0, and what do we get? 12. So our range is 12, whatever the difference is between the highest thing on our graph and the lowest thing on our graph. Now, if we look at our graph, when we do our domino pick for today, it's just going to be a domino pick, not domino sums. Remember when we did the tiles, and you had a bag with a different color tiles, and then you had to make an estimate or guess which one had how many, all right? Well, which one do you think we will get the most of? It looks like we will, when we're picking, we will either get the most of the 6, something that equals 6, or maybe 4 and 5, or 7 and 8. Those are pretty close to that as well. It seems like the next most likely would be 2 and 3 and 9 and 10. They each had 2. It looks like it would be the least likely to get 0, 1, 11, or 12. That's a probability. Now remember that with probability, it doesn't always work out exactly how you think. For example, if you flip a coin, there's the probability that it would land on a head or on a tail, but quite often it lands on the head more often than it does the tail, or vice versa. So kind of make a prediction in your head of which one do you think will have the most? Which one do you think will be the mode when you're drawing dominoes? Okay, so now let's go to our new one, and it says domino probability experiment. So put your name up on top. And what I did is I put all of my dominoes from the other day in a paper bag. You want them to be in something or down flat on a surface where you're not going to be able to see what you're picking, and that you can mix them up. Sorry that I'm bumping there. Here, I'll put it on a chair so I don't bump my table so much. Okay. So again, I reach in, or I reach in the pile, someplace where they're all turned where I can't see, and what did I get? All right, my first domino was 5 and 6, which is 11. So I'm going to go to the spot for 11, and you can color it in, you can make an X, whatever you need to do. And you are going to do this 40 times, okay? So there's my first one, 40 total times. My first one, I put it back in the bag. I mix them up. I grab again. What do I get? 5 plus 0. I don't write that it's 5 plus 0. I just go to my 5 and I make an X or color it in. All right, I put it back in. I've got 2 down, 38 to go. Next one is 1 plus 0. So I go to the 1, that equals 1, and I make an X in my 1 spot. I've done 3. Next, I've got another 5. 4 plus 1 is 5, so I make another X here. Put it back in the bag. You see where I made my X there? 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3, so I make an X on the 3. All right. And if it helps you, if you want to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you want to do tally marks so that it's easier for you to know each time you do one that you did a tally mark, so you don't have to keep counting your X's again, that's okay with me. What did I get next? 2 plus 2 is 4. My first one in the 4 spot. Put it back in. And that was number 6. Reach again. 1 plus 2 is 3. Another one for the 3 spot. Put it back in. 1 plus 0 is another 1. I've got 8 down. Put it back in, draw again. And you want to shake them up a little bit. 4 plus 2 is 6. All right. So that you're not always grabbing, or like mix them around with your hand, whatever you have to do. 1 plus 1 is 2. I've done 10. 30 more to go. 5 plus 1 is 6. Zero plus 2 is 2. So I X out the 2. Now I hope you're not doing this with me, okay? I want you to do this part on your own. But I'm going to keep going for a little bit so that I can show you how to do the mode and the range. 2 plus 2 is 4. And I want to get 5 plus 2, whoops, is 7. So I'm going to put an X in the 7. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 that I've done so far. 4 plus 1 is 5. 3 plus 0 is 3. 1 plus 0 is another 1. Shaking them up a little bit. 1 plus 3 is 4. Do a couple more. 4 plus 1 is 5. Let's see what we get next. 3 plus 6 is 9. Okay, so that's 20 that I've done. You're going to do 40, but I don't want you to sit here and watch me do more. So if I had to stop right now, the other thing you have to do on your page, so you would do 40 total X's, and what would happen if one of these got more than this? You'd have to keep going, okay? So make it so that you'd have to keep going, put another sheet of paper on top. It's not likely that it would happen, but it could. So now I have to also, on my page, tell the mode. So if I look at all of the ones that I have so far, which one do I have the most X's in? The one I have the most is the 5. So my mode is 5. That's my mode. What's my range? So I look at the highest number that I had a domino for. I didn't have one in the 12. So I can't say 12. I have to choose 11. And the lowest I had was a 1. So my range is 11. Take away 1. So my range is 10. The range from my highest choice to my lowest choice is their difference, which is 10. So finish this up with your own dominoes, or do the whole thing. You shouldn't have any X's yet, okay? Do it all yourself with your dominoes 40 times. Then when you're finished, tell me which one is the mode, which one do you have the most. And if there's more than one, let's say like that 4 and 5 both have the same, then list each one. List each one that is the same, but the highest, okay? And then your range is whichever is your highest number minus whatever is your lowest number, and that difference is your range, okay? All right, so that's how you do the domino probability experiment. If you have any questions, make sure you give me a holler, okay? All right, there we go. Tomorrow, we will not be having a math lesson. What? How exciting. And I have one more bit of news for you today. Today, you only have to do lesson 135A. Now be careful. Do your very best, and that's the side you take a picture of and send to me. And you can X out side B. Yay! That's your end of the year present from Mrs. Stolt, okay? So just do L135 side A and your worksheet. All right, that's what you can send me a picture of, both of those, and then you don't have to do side B at all. You're welcome. Tomorrow we're going to be reading a little bit of something in our hardcover reading book. So when you go to do your work with me tomorrow, we won't have a math lesson, but I want to read something with you on that. So could you please make sure you bring your hardcover reading book with you when you watch the video tomorrow, okay? Not the devotion one, but just the regular one for grade 2. Have a great day. Call me if you have any questions. See you soon. Bye.